Hey, I'm back again with another banger video, but it's me, your least favorite reindeer. Anyway, I want to explain a bit about the Carl situation as well as answer any questions I may get from the future. So, what happened to Carl? Well, in my previous video, my 2021 channel update one, I mentioned that I lost every Carl still due to a format. To explain this a bit further, I had every Carl still, as well as Foxy and some still from previous Carl cartoons, which was roughly over 100 different stills. This means that if I want to make my Carl videos with those stills, I can't, because they're gone, and I would have to redraw everything from scratch. What I also lost in the formatting were designs and illustrations for a trading card game that I worked on for 9 years, called Necromasters. I lost the card templates, I lost the card art, everything. So I would have to redraw everything from scratch also. The only difference is that, at least with my Necromasters game, I can work on new card templates and redraw old cards I made from 2012. The upsetting part is I would have to redraw these again, mainly because they took days to work on. There were a total of at least 200 cards I made for the series, and oh boy, am I going to have fun with that. Will we see Carl again? Probably. I don't know when, as I myself don't know, but it might not be for a long time. You'll still get your classic ranting styles where I rage like an insufferable twit to the mic, but just a new face, as I will be using this character more often than Carl. I'll probably post some Carl cartoons as a throwback episode or something, but I don't have any of the Carl videos either, except for the ones that I have on my other YouTube channel before making the Carl one. Why do we have Cupid instead of Carl? Good non-existent question that only came into existence from me just speaking it. I guess it has something to do with breaking away from repetition, making stills that are a bit more, what's the word? Animated? No. Different? No, too vague. Humanoid? No. Well, whatever the word I'm looking for is, I was hoping for a different change in pace. Also, it doesn't help that FNAF is a bit overwhelming in terms of its community. So to break away from that, I decided to adopt something new. But making avatars based on furries isn't anything new. Take Digsby, Bearing, or Teal Deer, for example. True, but unlike most of them, I don't stick to just one random topic like politics or commentaries on specific people. I instead talk about things that I want to talk about, and if you want to hear me talk about those same topics, thanks, I appreciate it. If not, hey, my videos aren't for everyone. I mean, I lose subscribers every time I post anything on YouTube, so it doesn't really surprise me. Another, but totally more understandable reason, is the voice. I wanted to make a robotic voice that matched the pitch of Foamy the Squirrel with the robotic aesthetic of Jar, or just a robot if you don't know. Suffice to say, I suck balls at it. So instead of having to try and continuously and painstakingly perfect the voice, which I know I won't, I decided to end that nightmare and just go for my original voice. Where everyone can understand me tone-wise, my sentences and psychobabble bullshit is a different story. And finally, Carl reminds me of a bitter part of my life on YouTube, where I thought if I made commentaries I was deemed untouchable. But just like the tale of Achilles, I fell all the same. So I want to avoid making that mistake again. We can think of this as like a metamorphosis type of deal, where the gross chubby little larvae hibernates and becomes a beautiful butterfly. And without further ado, that will be the video. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask and I might make a part 2 in the future. Alright, see ya.